Hi guys, it's Terry again. Today I'm going to be making some 90-second bread into waffles. I like to make these ahead of time and stick them in the freezer, and then my grown-up kids will be able to take them out of the freezer and pop them in the toaster and eat them on their way out. My husband does it too, and I like to eat them too. I make them different for myself than I do for the kids, so I'll tell you about that as we go along. So what we start out with is 2 ounces of cream cheese and 2 tablespoons of butter. Full disclosure here, I'm making a double batch, so it's gonna be a little bit more. And then I accidentally put the cinnamon in there already, or a tablespoon of it. So I'm just gonna mix that up. You can melt the butter and the cream cheese together, and then just try to cream it together. You can also use a blender. This comes together super quick, so I just like to mix it with either a spatula or a whisk. The whisk, you'll see, will bring it all together faster. So once it's all creamed together, doesn't have to be perfect, you're going to go ahead and add half a teaspoon of baking powder. You're going to add an egg. Again, I'm doing a double batch, so there's 2 eggs in there. 3 tablespoons of almond flour. Now this is where I said when I make them for myself, I don't do too well with almond flour. I get kind of sick and bloaty and heartburn. So what I do is I either use walnut flour or I'll use a nut flour blend that has a little bit of almond flour, but it has other flours blended in. This one is from Earthly Choice, and it's got almond flour, coconut flour, pecan flour, and walnut flour. I also like to use pecan flour, and these 2 from Nature's Eats I find at H-E-B. So you can use any of those. Then you're going to add in a tablespoon of coconut flour and a tablespoon of swerve. Now, when I make them for myself, I use the swerve. When I make them for my kids, I sometimes use the skinny syrups. This one is vanilla. You can use just about any flavor and flavor it however you want, or you can also add some natural vanilla or maple flavoring, something like that. I don't do too well with the skinny syrups because I find that when I eat them, I want to eat everything in sight. I guess the sucralose does that to me, so I try to avoid it. You're also going to do about a teaspoon of cinnamon just to make them a little bit more flavorful. Now when I forgot to mention that I have these 2 butters here because everybody says use Kerrygold, but I also buy the H-E-B plain old salted butter, and you can use that too. It doesn't matter, the recipe's gonna come out no matter what. So either one of the butters you wanna use, you can use. Then you're just gonna blend it up. Now this recipe I found when I first started keto, so I've used it for just about everything. I will leave out the cinnamon and the sweetener, and I will add some garlic salt or some Italian seasonings and make like keto bread. You can use like a 90-second bread in the microwave, or you can make rounds in the oven. You can turn it into little muffins in the oven. So many different ways that you can use it. But this is basically what the dough looks like. And then I like to cook it in the little waffle maker. Who doesn't have a dash these days? You need to get one of these if you don't have one. So you'll just take just a tiny bit. Don't overflow it, trust me. And we'll wait for that to come out. So this is the last waffle. They come out pretty quick. If you have 2 waffle makers, or if you have the bigger waffle maker, you can get them done a little bit quicker. I like this size, and they're perfect for breakfast sandwiches also. They're a little sweet, but like I said, you could make them savory also. Sweet, you can add some breakfast sausage or an egg that you also cook in the waffle maker. And I like to sprinkle these with a little extra swerve when I'm serving them to be sweet. And there you have it, 90-second bread waffles. I hope you really liked this video. Please let me know what else you'd like to see, and give me any tips down in the comments. I'll try to include my recipe. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you again next time.